This is the room of our boys, where the beds are too small and will be sold, and I'm going to build a new bunk bed for them. It will be made of beech. There will be 120 cm wide mattress on first bed and 90 cm wide mattress on the top bed. And that's the reason why the design will have total 6 posts. Here I have been preparing the material for the posts. Here I am already cutting the boards for the headboard and footboard. And this is what the headboard will look like. For the whole bed I will always use a floating tenon joinery. That means that I will first cut a lot of mortises. Firstly, I am cutting 4 mortises into the center of the boards. Later I will be cutting the same mortise to the posts. The corresponding 10 mm thick tenons I will cut on the table saw. Here I am just trying a test, and with a little adjustment of the fence for the second try I am successful for the nice fit. So with correct setup I am now cutting a lot of material for the tenons, also for the future projects. Second step, to get my floating tenons, I am rounding all the 4 edges, and the last step I will cut the tenons into the correct length. Final length of my tenon is the doubled depth of the mortise minus roughly 1 mm. I have rounded all the edges for the complete material for the bed on my router table. Here I am cutting 6 posts to the final length, and also putting clear identification which one is which. Here I am cutting the mortise into the post, the same setup, only the cutting bit is about 1 cm higher, because the post is thicker than the boards. The bed will have 24 joints like this one, which means I will be cutting in total 48 mortises. Two posts out of those 6 have mortises from both sides, This is one of them. Here it's starting to get a shape. Now it really looks that I'm building a bed. Here I have marked the wish of the final shape of the upper part of the post. Next step, I will place this hardware on the posts. And for that, I have exchanged the cutting bit in my punter router for the bigger one. And have created very simple template for cutting that. The line is identifying the center of the hardware, and I have just clamped 2 blocks of wood in a distance that is twice as long as the length of my hardware. Now before first cut, once more checking if all is okay. And that's the check for the correct depth setup. Because of the fact that the metal piece is never in the center of the post in my design, it was very easy to make a mistake. Like here I made a mistake with marking. Fortunately, I found the mistakes before cutting the grooves. And this is how the first one fits. And this will be later the connection with the rail. For the easier assembly for all the other ones, I have cut the edge with a knife. And I have added 4 screws for each. Two posts that will be leaning against the sloping groove will be cut in an angle that is measured right here. This is the view of the bottom part of a post where I'm rounding the edges in order to prevent chip out. I have spent some time thinking what kind of ladder to use. Finally, I have decided to have only those two little steps. I have cut them on my bandsaw, and they will be attached to the post via triangle bracket. Here I am going to drill holes for the dowels. Here marking the hole positions from the bracket on the opposite piece. And drilling the holes on the steps from the bottom side. This is a view of already glued footboard and headboard. This is 2 meter long rail that will support mattress, this ledger that I am gluing on it. I have applied 2 coats of varnish with soft sanding in between. And this is already in our bedroom of our sons. Firstly, I have moved in the footboard. Here is the nice touch with the roof angle. And now it's the matter only of assembling all these 7 rails. Only in this place I was not happy that I found such a gap. But with my biggest clamp in high force, the gap got closed. And that's the structure integrity test. And that surprised me, that only glue can support such a weight. So it's done, and it's in daily use.